Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? We'll start in 5 minutes or so. Hey folks, how are you today? Okay, I think we can go ahead and start. Let me switch my screen. Okay, let's get started. Let me kill the music. Let's press the recording button here and let's go and do this. One second, folks. Hello and welcome everyone. This is yet another stream. Uh, day 2 of my vacation and day 2 of streaming. Yesterday on the stream, I was building this Terraform module that you see right now on the GitHub. I spent around 4 hours on it, maybe like 3.5. We achieved, I think, pretty good results during the 3 to 4 hours. There is still much more work that needs to happen. I don't know if it's going to be on the stream or off the stream. But anyway, very good results here with this module. I hope that the stream, that particular stream was educational. Um, Today I want to look at another product that is connected to DevOps, infrastructure as code, and Terraform. It's called Massdriver. Um, just a disclaimer: I am not sponsored by them. I was not asked to do the stream. As always, I have some idea in my head about the stream and like the tool that I want to check or like do something, and that's what I'm doing on the stream. I never played myself with Massdriver, but there were two things that I saw. So I was at reInvent and I was at Massdriver booth. And they showed me a demo of this. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was something worth exploring at least. And then on one of previous streams, maybe like 2 months ago, we watched together a webinar that was hosted by Kelsey Hightower and together with CEO of Massdriver, and he was also like explaining the product and showing the demo. So those are my only two occurrences with this product. Yeah, and today I actually want to do hands-on and do my own independent analysis and see if this is something that would be helpful to me in any capacity, or not really. With that, let's get started. So what do we have? So it, as far as I understand, let me go here and maybe let's open a new tab and go to their main page. Let's kind of like see what they offer. So, like some promises, DevOps without red tape, whatever. This doesn't mean anything to me. But what I understand and what I saw is you have this is kind of like an orchestrator that is using like visual orchestrator for like Terraform or OpenTofu. So you have your module, you register it or publish it to a library of Massdriver, and then you can like drag and drop stuff on the canvas. In my understanding, it's like, you as a central team can like enable access to it and then have some give access to people in your org to use this template or not. At least that's my understanding. So then you take this module, you drop it on the canvas, and you provide variables. So you need to additionally add a schema, I think, to the module. And then so you when you drag and drop, you will see like a form where you can input values for this module. But then what else you can do is you can have a contract between different modules saying that, okay, this module needs a subnet ID, and this module of VPC gives you subnet ID, so you can connect one to another. So what else? I think they also do.
_Govrit_you_Ozabenij just followed.
Hi, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by and thank you for the follow. So, what else that I think they offer is kind of like cost estimation. I don't know like what exactly they're doing there, so I kind of like want to get a rough idea of what is being done there. Yeah, and I think this is like the main value add. I have some, so let maybe go to here pricing. I want to see. Oh, okay. Okay, so you get what? So you pay $1,000 and you get 15 seats, so 15 users. Okay. That's, I don't know. Maybe for like, I don't know if this is cheap or not. It's hard to tell. 10, whatever. Maybe let's just focus on the value add. Does it have it or or not? Something else from the webinar that I was explaining to you, that I was watching on the stream, I actually have notes, and those were my like impressions from the webinar, but I don't know like how true or not they are. So let's go through them right now, and then closer to the end of the stream, we'll go through this list again and see does any of this is true or my understanding was incorrect. So I wrote here that this is glorified JSON schema for inputs outputs. So as far as I know, you create additional JSON schema for your modules for inputs and outputs so that you can then make contracts between modules. Visual catalog of modules. So like if you want to deploy something, you go into UI from the library and then you can pull it out. I thought this was pretty good idea. You have visual inputs, and I have a side question here. Can you actually provide complex objects? This is something actually quite important to me because almost all of the stuff that I am doing specifically in Terraform, I'm almost always use complex objects. So like this. This is not like string or list of strings, right? This is relatively complex object. The same here, etc. So we'll see how their like forms will be able to deal with this or not. What else? Making an output of type VPC or DynamoDB is cool, but what is the practical use case? Yeah, so this is something maybe I'm not yet fully understanding the appeal, like of like if your module needs to deploy an EC2 instance, you know, and you require a subnet, you know how subnet ID looks like. You can actually check it during the runtime that whatever ID, like whatever string you put, is actually subnet ID, at least in AWS. So like the concept is cool and this ability to drag and drop is cool, but like what does it really change? Um, don't know. We'll see. Inputs presets. So this is something that, as far as I understood, you can have like let's say you have a VPC, right? And this is a good example. And let's say you have, let's say, small sized VPC and medium sized VPC, and you have some kind of defaults. So my understanding is you can encode those defaults values into those presets, so then the user selects a preset. Um, and I think this is actually useful if I understand how it works. You cannot really easily do it in Terraform. You can kind of like try to do it in code, but it's um it's actually pretty bad. In something like Pulumi, this would be rather simple. You would just you would wrap your module into like another class or something. Um, Policy constraints. So this is was I think you can like restrict, let's say, instance types or like make some kind of evaluation for the like inputs and outputs. I didn't find it very appealing because you can do it in Terraform. There is how it's called Sentinel product. Um, like I don't know. Diff of inputs. I also didn't really get this. Like if you're putting your infrastructure as code in Git, you just do a diff there between branches. So like what it is that you're really achieving. So something that was super concerning to me is that your inputs, because they're no longer in Git, but they will be in the product itself, you're become essentially locked in. So um like your state and your inputs, again, this is the way I understood. Your state, Terraform state and your inputs will be in the SaaS product itself. So you become locked in here. You are dependent on the business, right? If they they have low margins, they might raise pricing, they might go out of business, etc. And like all of your kind of like essential state is there. So we'll see like if my understanding here is true or not. Um yeah, the rest I don't think is really important. Okay, those were my notes from the webinar. Now let's actually go ahead and try to do it something our own and see if all of these are true. So I created a trial account here. There is nothing else that I did. So I created an account, it's empty account. I have 2 weeks of trial. Yeah, let's now try uh to go through through this. Like I don't know anything about the product, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this works. Okay, so it does seem like the first thing you need to do is to add credentials. So let's go ahead and do credentials. Um, okay. Okay, so it does seem like Massdriver. So Massdriver will be deploying stuff from like their own workers here. So you do need to create a role for them. That's something I expected. Okay, so this button will run in hosted CloudFormation stack, which will create a new role in your account with permissions required in Massdriver. Okay, something I don't or okay, there is one click role. I guess one thing that's kind of weird to me is they so their default method is they will create a CloudFormation, they will create a role with CloudFormation, and I actually want to see a template. Like I don't want to deploy some weird CloudFormation template. Well, well. Uh, how do I do this? Can I copy and then go here? Okay. I wish I could see it. Massdriver template. Yeah, let's just go ahead and check what they're doing. Just because uh I am not I'm not super comfortable with deploying something. Mm, okay. So yeah, they deploy just administrator access role. Yeah, maybe that's not the best idea to give some some third party administrator access to you to your account. To me, like maybe not red flag yet, but to me this is some kind of yellow flag at least of like, you know, I understand this is like for quick start, easier access, whatever, but like when I deploy this, I give them full admin access to my account. Um, to me, that's kind of weird, but okay. I don't, I don't really have anything here in this account. Um, we'll make sure we'll delete this role at the end, so we'll be fine. But yeah, that's not really the approach you like. Copies role ARN to Massdriver. Okay. And head to projects page. Okay. I'm confused. Okay, so this role um gives a root account of this to assume this role when we pass external ID that starts with 44 and ends with 0000A. Yeah, this is correct. Oh, no, it works. Okay. Okay, we created the role. Okay, let me add it already to my notes. Um, after stream. Okay. What else do we need to do? Nothing. Okay, let's go to dashboard. Recent deployments, infrastructure, applications. Okay, bundle costs. Okay, let's open here docs as well. Uh, example, get started with Massdriver. Let's maybe check getting started. Okay, you need a terminal. You need Docker. Okay, we need Massdriver CLI. Okay, I guess I need to upgrade Go. Okay, have the archive. Okay, do we have Go here? Uh, I'm not seeing it. Ban local bean, cargo bean, Pyanch. User local go bean. Okay, okay. We dealt with this. Let's go back to Massdriver. What the hell? I don't want to deal with this. I really don't. It's really something I don't want to deal with, but that's weird. Do they have it packaged somewhere? Yeah, I think it is packaged, so let's just go ahead and download it. Oh, oh, they didn't have any updates for half a year. Okay. Oh, AMD. I don't. I forgot. Uh, Antar Tar GC XVZF. Okay, finally we got somewhere. It took us only 20 minutes or so, but whatever. Okay. In order to execute commands against your Massdriver organization, you must set environmental variables for the CLI to use. You must set environmental variables for CLI to use. Define your org slack. Okay, use the organization ID in the Massdriver. Okay, this I can do. You also need an API key. Uh, where is API key? Oh my god. Service account. Okay. Okay, let me switch here screen just to make sure that I don't flash this. Okay, one sec. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. You're now ready to move on to set up your cloud provider credentials. We already saw this. you already have an existing IC modules you'd like to deploy and manage through Massdriver, you'll need to import IC into Massdriver bundle. Fortunately, the Massdriver makes it easy to create bundles from existing IC. To demonstrate this, guys provide step-by-step instruction on how to create new bundle in Massdriver from an existing OpenTofu module. Navigate where you'd like to store the bundle and run mass bundle. Okay. New name. Let's say AWS VPC and Terraform module for AWS VPC template. I don't understand what is this part at all. Template, OpenTofu module. Connections are dependencies. Your module has on external bundles or inputs. If your module needs to authenticate to AWS, GCP or Azure, be sure to specify appropriate credentials. Okay. Sure. Okay. Next, we will review the bundle configuration file and make necessary updates. So open Massdriver YAML and review imported parameters. Um, okay, so what I'm seeing is they took my variables TF and converted it to the schema. I'm confused why, like, where is this coming from? Open SRC providers TF. Oh, this file generated by the template to simplify bundle creation. However, if you have your own provider configuration, it can be discarded by template to simplify bundle creation. I don't get it, but okay. Okay. Uh, Publish mass bundle publish. Okay, we did publish something. It deploys a bundle using Massdriver. Login into Massdriver Cloud. Okay. Here. Where do I go? Login, navigate to, or create a project and environment in which to deploy the bundle. The project. Okay. Create AWS VPC bundle into your project. Okay. Okay, they do handle like nested objects pretty decently. Um hmm. Something I don't understand is the null objects. What do I have? I have default null. Um So I expected that there would be like turn on off, but there isn't. New key, new key, new value. Ah, okay. I cannot make. Oh, I can. Okay. What the hell has happened? Can I remove IPv6? Oh my god, I just killed the subnet. I don't think this will be able to deploy my stuff. But okay. Must have required property AZ ID. Well, you are not showing this to me. God damn it. Right, let's see if we can fix it over here. I hope there is some documentation here. Because it doesn't seem like optional objects are handled very well. Massdriver contain metadata, name, schema, description, source, access, connections, artifacts. Input connections for this bundle. Mm, I don't understand how to make nullable objects. I don't see it. Can I say something like this? How do I delete this? Come on. I want to delete this. Uh, yeah, so the interesting part here is like I cannot like turn it off or on. Like enable property, disable property. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, my first Massdriver. Okay, seems like it kicked off. Successfully configured backend HTTP. Um, they have really old Terraform setup here. What the hell? Are you kidding me? uh, come on. Come on. Uh, Massdriver provisioner for managing resources with Terraform. This provisioner expects pass to Terraform module to link. I think I am super like I don't Massdriver Terraform. This legacy approach. I don't see here a way to specify Terraform version. And the error seems to be this configuration doesn't support Terraform version 1.4.7. think let's change this to 1.4. How do I update the goddamn bundle? Mm. Bundles are wrappers, a way of visualizing infrastructure or application on the Massdriver canvas. Bundles should represent reusable piece of architecture. Sure. Example, we have defined DynamoDB development. You generate a bundle. You can generate your variables by running mass bundle build. Massdriver provides metadata to your IC tool during provisioning. We publish JSON schema of metadata and provide backwards compatibility in the data provided to your bundle. The metadata will be a top level value provided into your IC tool. I don't think I get it. I don't. Whenever an update, how do I do an update to a bundle?
Let's take a look at an interface created with our param schema. Here we have a deployed DynamoDB table. If I click on it and go to the configuration panel, you'll see the form that we've created. With the Massdriver forms library, we can do things like create immutable fields, so once something's deployed, we can't change it. This prevents engineers from accidentally deleting and recreating their infrastructure. We can create context-aware form elements. So here we have pay per request, but in the event that we switch to provisioned, we need to know the read and write capacity. We can provide rich validation to make sure that the fields entered actually match what the cloud supports. And we can enable advanced features of our cloud infrastructure with a single checkbox and provide rich descriptions, which will allow engineers to know why they're selecting their values and when to use that. No matter if it's Terraform, Pulumi, or Helm under the hood, Your engineers always have the same interface when provisioning and scaling infrastructure. This allows your engineers to go faster and learn quicker how to design.
I don't see how I can like update the bundle. I don't get it. I don't. Build schemas and generate IC files. Uh, I think I don't fully get it. Manage applications, generate bundle, completion, definition, development, docs, infrastructure, server. We definitely need bundle, but how do I refresh it? No, I think import is correct. Are you kidding me? How do I update this? Do I just what copy paste goddamn files? Okay, I give up. I just change it manually here. Okay. Um, underscore provider CF line 3. I think they were saying something about it in the docs that I didn't fully grasp. Um, open this file generated by the template to simplify bundle creation. However, if you have your own provider configuration, it can be discarded. Just be sure to copy the appropriate authentication configuration into your own file. Okay, I think you don't need this. Okay, we are going somewhere. That's good. Uh, okay, so this is some IAM problem. IP error. You're not authorized to perform this operation. Assume the role is not authorized to perform. Uh, because no identity-based policy allows EC2 describe availability action. Let's check in LM. I'm I'm kind of confused about this a little bit. We are assuming admin access. Shouldn't we be able to do this? Okay, this part is a little wild to me. Uh, they just went ahead and added additional permissions for cost and usage report in my account. Allow put report definition. I actually don't know what this policy is. Okay, let's try again. I'm still somewhat confused. We have admin access. How come when we assume this role, I'm not able to do describe availability zones? I'm not seeing here any backend configuration, so I suspect it is somewhere in Massdriver. I'm not, I don't understand this error message. We assume a role in my account. So this account, this role assumes a role in my account. And then it cannot access it. Allow EC2 describe instances resource. Here is my policy. Allow EC2 describe availability zones star. The error message says I cannot do describe availability zones. Okay, I think I can uh temporarily get rid of this. I don't think I use a Z prefix anywhere. So for now I can get rid of it, and then we will try to do this later. Okay, this one I don't think I would be able to solve. Cloud Control API. I think there is some kind of authentication issue here, but I don't understand. User is not authorized to perform CloudFormation create resource. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know how to solve this. I literally have no idea. Okay, there is some kind of auth here. And it references a role. Fine. There is a variable. Uh, so this is passed when we are deploying this. User, user. Assumed role is not authorized to perform CloudFormation create resource. There is something here I'm not seeing. I'll try not to use cloud control. Let's see if this will help. The entity trying to perform the action is operating under the assumed role. This is IAM role Massdriver uses in AWS account to provision resources. What it tried to do, it attempted to use create resource Cloud Control API. Terraform and potentially Massdriver directly uses Cloud Control API. Blah blah blah. Why it failed? And the underlying mechanism Cloud Control API often uses the resource creation management is AWS Cloud Formation. The action was denied on resource matching. Yeah, it tries to create the stuff in Massdriver account, not in uh, the stuff is weird. Is very, very weird. Uh god damn it. Let's also grab this just to be sure. it keeps creating stuff in their account, not in mine. So I think I'm missing something, but I don't get it. Just be sure to copy the appropriate authentication configuration in your own file. Guess I need to do something here. It's like I do need to reference. There is this AWS auth ARN. Hmm. Yeah, I might need to use these variables here. And then assume role. But I suspect that this would be something in the docs. And it isn't. Just for test, let's get rid of this. I almost have to go already. So yeah, all of this is disappointing, to be honest. Okay. It still is trying to do this, but now it's different account. uh, God damn it. Oh, yeah, I think I need to assume a role in Terraform? Or maybe um access key, secret key, nope. Profile, assuming. Yeah, I think I need this. And then I will have an object, AWS auth, data ARN, and data external ID. If this is going to work, assume role. Okay, please work. I am tired of dealing with this. Okay. If this will fail, unfortunately, I will have to go. This was a hilarious waste of time, but it is what it is. This seems to be working. God damn it. Oh no. It was it was always I assume role configuration that was needed. Oh my god. God damn it. Why it wasn't in the docs, or like maybe I didn't find it. Come on. Yeah, here we go. This goddamn thing was finally created. I thought I was going insane. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, if we managed to get to some result, we managed to provision this. Um, but it was weird. I couldn't figure out this authentication part whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know. I don't this kind of experience, like maybe I missed something in the docs. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I haven't seen the rest of the product, so I don't really have any kind of opinion on this. Up to this point, this was a rather frustrating experience. Not going to lie. Um, so like just because I can put stuff of the same file in the form didn't do anything for me. There are probably a bunch of stuff that I'm missing, but yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for so much for sticking with me today. Wasn't very productive, but sometimes it is what it is. Maybe I will play around with this product a little bit more since we managed to get it deployed at least. But yeah, so far, not sure I'm impressed. Thank you so much, and you have a great rest of the day. Bye bye now.